Let's talk about coverage. There's Michelle's going to be here.
Okay. We're live. And today, baby, we are going to talk about courage. We are going to have a very special guest on, and we'll be right back. We're going to talk all about it.
Good morning. My name is Brian McNeill.
And I am Lisa Santiago McNeill.
And thank you for joining us on our show, Let's Talk About It. We come to you each Monday through Friday right here on the SIBN network, on iHeartRadio, YouTube, TuneIn, as well as Facebook Live. Good morning.
Good morning. Like. Like. You know what to do. You ain't new to this. And if you are new to this, hello. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Good morning. This is Thursday, and you know what that means.
What that means?
This must be your lucky day.
Yes, it is.
I don't know, man. Might have been 20 years old, and I was looking up my description of my astrological sign.
Okay.
And I'm a Sagittarius.
Okay.
And it said for Sagittarius,
yes,
their lucky day of the week is Thursday. Now, I don't remember any justification for it.
But that's good for you. That was good enough for you.
Yeah, so since that time, Thursday must be my lucky day because that's what the article said.
You know, I don't think I have a lucky day. I think I count every day as a lucky day.
You gotta look up your lucky day.
You gotta look up my lucky day.
For Capricorn.
But then how am I gonna feel about all the rest of the days?
Here's the other thing about that.
Okay.
I think we get to make the other days whatever.
Yeah, that's why I think I want to make them all lucky. Good morning, Miss Vivian.
You want to make one more special than the other?
One more special than the other. I don't know.
Well, Thursday works out for me. I'm gonna keep Thursday because also it's the fourth Thursday in November is typically my favorite holiday of the year. The fourth Thursday in November is Thanksgiving.
And
I'm a turkey guy, so.
You know, you are a turkey guy.
You have to wait till Thanksgiving to roast a turkey.
You don't. You certainly don't. It's just a whole lot of hullabaloo.
Yep.
That's all it is. It just takes a whole lot of time, effort, and energy. I personally prefer to roast turkey wings, and I'll do that any old day.
You do, actually. You do from time to time. You know, we get them once every other month.
I like turkey wings.
And especially when they smothered in that gravy.
Nah, I like mine roasted. I like the gravy to go on the rice, but I like the skin crispy and roasted. That
works too, but I like it. I like turkey any kind of way.
You like gravy any kind of way.
You can't mess up a turkey for me, so
no.
I'm not really a gravy any kind of way guy, but I do eat gravy like on a biscuit. I like
gravy on a biscuit,
and I like gravy on the turkey.
And gravy on the turkey, yeah. You like that chipped beef stuff, which is nothing but gravy.
Man, when we were in Myrtle Beach, I had chipped beef on toast. And it was good. It was real beef and gravy and toast. It was
that
good.
Is not a typical meal anymore. That meal was
not
from
typical.
Like the 60s.
It's not typical. You don't see it anywhere.
Or from the 70s.
Or the 80s, because when I was in the Army, I went in the Army in 85.
Okay.
And it was a staple. But that could have been just military food. So
maybe.
But good morning to you guys.
Thanksgiving took too much work. Yes. Well, actually, what I decided with my Thanksgiving, I haven't been the host of Thanksgiving since we've been married.
I don't think you've been no. I think you planned on being the host one year, and then we moved on to going down to the family. We got our guest in the green room already. Woo woo! I see her down there.
Yes.
You know, we
Diva
love
personified
when we have guests. Let me tell you, we have been holding her back. We've been robbing you guys for this guest because Cortez has been using her up. Cortez has been having her back again and again and again. And every time he has her on, he has so much fun with her. And they have such good rapport, and they're fun and funny. Every time if I see her on Cortez show, I tune in.
You gotta stop by.
Yeah, I gotta see.
So Vivian said you got to get up at the butt crack of dawn and start cooking dinner. Well, you could. Often I will cook my dinner the night before. That's what makes me think I have made you one Thanksgiving.
You know, I used to have a really nice turkey cooker. and in a moving around. I don't know where the heck it is.
That big turkey roasting pan.
Yes, and it had like racks inside, so the turkey never sits all the way on the ground.
Hey, Brittany. Hey, Miss Phyllis. Good morning, you
Brittany
guys.
Thomas. I miss you, Brittany Thomas. How you doing, my sister?
Yes.
We got up a little bit later than normal today.
Okay? A little bit.
Yes, we got up a little bit later than normal today. So we had to hustle and bustle.
Lord have mercy.
And I sent Lisa 3 show topics. And
I ain't never seen.
She didn't get to see any of them. But then a thought occurred to me as I came into her office in our home. This is her office in our home.
Yes.
Hope y'all caught that. But anyway, as I came into her office, I had 2 conversations this week with incredible women. One of the women has been in corporate sales for 20-something years, all her career. She's been in corporate sales. She's been a corporate sales trainer. All she knows is sales. She loves talking sales. And I love talking sales too. So I really, really enjoyed the conversation.
Good morning, Dr. Deborah. Thanks for joining.
And then she said, but Brian, I've never been entrepreneurial.
Mm-hmm.
I love selling, she said, and I love teaching people how to sell, but she's never been entrepreneurial. And then I relayed to her, this is why I'm going to talk about courage. And then I want to relay to her an article I read in my 20s. It was in the Wall Street Journal.
Mm-hmm.
And the headline article, I might have mentioned it on this show before, but the headline article says, if you can sell and you're not an entrepreneur, you're crazy.
Yeah, we talked yesterday about Debo. Poor Debo.
Why does Debo relate to that?
Because he was good at his job.
Oh, so he should have been entrepreneurial.
He should have been entrepreneurial. In case y'all missed yesterday's show, you need to catch the replay. But Debo was our fish. He was a plecostomus. He was a plecostomus. And good morning, Couture. And he would get down in that tank. He knew what he was doing. Like, move out the way. Yes, don't y'all know I'm working here? He would be going around and cleaning that tank. Well, he got so good that he got himself fired. Which
can happen in corporate America. You can get so good where too much of the sales is coming from you, or too much of the business or the company's too dependent upon you. Ivy Lee, the world famous business consultant, says, what is the one key person in this company that can't run without that person? And if you can name somebody that the company can't run without,
they about to go.
You got to fire that person immediately. Get rid of them. If there's one person in your company that you can't run without, they got to go.
Unless they're the owner.
Unless they're the owner.
Yeah, unless they're the owner.
But anyway.
That's why they need to be an entrepreneur. So, if Debo was an entrepreneur, he could have said, you know what? I'm not going to do all of this over here. Y'all going to have to pay me more to clean this tank. Y'all need to find me some other resources. It's taking up all of my time. I need to be dividing shifts with some of these other people. He could have commanded his own destiny.
Let's make that analogy clear to people, okay? This job, every fish in my tank has a job. And this one fish, his job was to eat algae, clean the tank. And he was very, very diligent. He was on his job all the time. It was the most diligent fish I ever had, okay? Well, he got big. And he was wanting to work all the time.
Let me tell you, I used to enjoy. I would give myself like part of my lunch break to go and watch Debo on his job. Because he was like, go to work. Dun, 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 go to work. Dun, 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 dun. He would be up in that tank. He would be on the walls. He would be on that tree that's in there. He would be doing it. And you could almost imagine that he was whistling while he was working. Because that was what he wanted to be doing. The other fish are coming, getting away. Boom. Don't you see I'm working here? I go to work. Yes. And he would be working. Well, one day.
It wasn't one day. It was over time. He got too big for the tank to me. And I gave him to a friend that had a bigger tank that he could accommodate. But
that made me so sad.
But then I replaced him with another one that was smaller.
Bootleg Debo.
Who didn't work as diligently.
No, he did not.
You hardly ever seen the thing work.
Okay? He did not.
So I ended up having to get rid of him. And
he got fired because he needed to be fired.
He wasn't working as
diligently. He didn't even work with his bootleg.
So I got one now. He works. He don't work like Debo. At least it judges it by the clarity of the tank. As if the fish is
and I never see him moving around. I
showed you him the other day. You
gotta catch him working. You gotta catch him working. You ain't never had to catch Debo working.
So anyway, back to my original point before we got diverted into Debo working and farming himself out, which kind of fits. I can see how you saw that fit. But the article said if you can sell and you're not in business for yourself, you're crazy. And that struck a nerve with me. Now, this amazing woman, she was really reading off her accomplishments to me and all this kind of stuff. And she goes, I think about being in business for myself all the time, Brian, because on Wednesday night, I relayed. Monday night, I gave a class on Monday night where I was talking about how, because I just researched it Monday, 70% of Americans dream of being in business for themselves.
They dream of it.
70% of Americans that work a job,
which is a vast majority,
dream of being in business for themselves.
However,
only 7% actually do.
Which is a tremendous minority.
In the 1900s, it was completely flipped. 90% of Americans, before 1900, 90% of Americans worked for themselves. They had their own farms, they had their own blacksmith shop. And the advent of people working for companies happened with the Industrial Revolution. Factories, steel, electricity, all that. Ooh, we could go there and work for them for a little while, get enough money, come back and buy our own farm.
Yeah, and get stuck there.
And they got stuck with automobiles and bigger industries. And that's what happened in our country.
Absolutely. Thank you, Katura. Katura said, Lisa, you are so beautiful. Katura, you are the best thing to wake up in the morning to.
That's nice. But that's what happened in our country. We used to be mostly entrepreneurial. We used to be an agricultural country.
Yes.
Everybody went on their own plot of land, but that flipped with big industry. Okay?
Absolutely.
So this woman was telling me this, and I was thinking, at first I was thinking, man, I need to have something that I can recruit her in to work with me because I wanted her energy. But then the more she kept talking, I got the feeling she don't need to work with me right now. She need to work with Lisa, okay? Because she wasn't clear as to what direction she wanted to point her gift, skills, talents, and energy, okay? And I told her I'm going to have my wife reach out to her and connect with her.
Absolutely, absolutely. I look forward to it.
The other reason why I went to Courage is because of our guest today. Because our guest is young in the entrepreneurial game. She had been a corporate for 24 years, I believe I heard her say, and she's only been entrepreneurial a little bit more than a month.
And it takes some courage to take that step of faith.
Yes, it does.
I know. I took it. I took it after the Lord came, and I thought I was doing my little entrepreneurial stuff. I'm working my job, I'm doing my business and doing my thing, right? And I'm like, all right, I got this. And God said, when will you trust me? I was like, excuse you? I trust you every day. I'm putting myself out there. I'm doing this. He said, nope, you trusting in the 1st and the 15th.
Did y'all hear that? Lisa heard God tell her that she wasn't trusting him, that she was trusting more the 1st and the 15th.
The 1st and the 15th was payday.
She had her faith in the 1st and the 15th.
And I promise you, I didn't see it that way. And here's why. My job, my career, first of all, was in corporate America. And I already was blessed by God to even be in that position. Here I am with a 10th grade education, rising up in the ranks of corporate America, making good money, but it was all by the grace of God. I didn't have any degrees to qualify me for being there. So I felt that by staying there, I was operating in favor, in God's favor, but he didn't intend for me to live there. And I had got rooted and comfortable in a space that I thought was what was honoring God, but I had overstayed my welcome. Come on now. I know somebody else out here can hear me right now, that you did something that God helped you to do, but he didn't mean you to live there. He didn't mean you to stay there. There's some relationships that you are holding on to that was supposed to be temporary, and you gave them a residency card. There are some situations in your life that you were supposed to migrate from and through, and you planted a flag. I need you to hear me. That there is something here that is time for you to go, and it might not look easy.
If you're drawing air in your body and expelling carbon dioxide and drawing air back in your body, that means you still have a reason to be here, okay?
And that place that is drawing you is going to take you some courage to get there, because I'm going to tell you, some of you have set up such comfortable residence in the place that was supposed to be temporary that you almost feel like you are giving up your life if you actually step out on faith.
I heard the preacher come out, so I ain't want to say nothing.
Faith is real, but courage is for real. And the truth of the matter is that courage grows with every step that you take out of your comfort zone.
Dr. Deborah says, I am finding it a little challenging to transition. Go back to it, baby. To transition from writing grants for someone else to writing them for my own nonprofit and teaching others how to. But I had overstepped my welcome as an employee. Thanks for saying that.
Woo.
You know, very often, Dr. Deborah does a great job of shining a light on the exact point.
Katura said, girl, I lived there. Honey, I know. I lived there. I had put up a fence and a gate, and I was sitting in my spot. But when he said, when will you trust me? I had to answer that question honestly.
Jacqueline Frazier said, Brian, I feel you. When I was 20, I was working a 9-to-5 and customers were sending letters to the owners about how amazing I was. So I asked for a raise. They said no. So I quit. And it was then I decided I was going to have my own business. Have been working for myself since I was 25. As a matter of fact, I raised my children to be entrepreneurs, and now 3 of them have their own businesses today. Congratulations.
Woo-hoo-hoo.
What a success story that is.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I consider that a success story. There's something here? Okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So our guest is going to get to share with us her story of courage and stepping forward, and then using that story to leverage her strength to help others who may be in similar situations, the way that I believe that each one of us, when we evaluate our life's experiences, the best way to honor our life experiences, good or bad, is to find the lessons in them and then share those lessons with someone else so that they don't have to spend as much time in the dark place that you did.
Mm-hmm. Vivian Reed says, Superwoman. Brittany says, I overstayed my welcome in friendships and relationships plenty of times. Oops. But you learned some stuff, right?
That's right.
So you learned some stuff. So you grew.
That's right.
In the book that I've been teasing you guys for 2 years, it's 90% done. It's called 932. The 9 most important words, the 3 most important skills, and the 2 most important questions of life. That's what I believe. I believe it's a not just for children's book, but the 9 most important words. And the first word in my book of the 9 most important words is the word courage. I think courage has more to do with our life journey than any other word. Courage, the courage to try, the courage to try again, the courage to risk risk looking foolish.
Absolutely. We are going to do our songs early today because we are going to end our songs with our serenade to our guest.
Really?
So we're going to go ahead and that's right. It's you, baby. So we're going to.
Do you remember her song?
I got a song for her. I got a song.
Look,
it's all right. Just flow. Just flow, bro. Just flow.
Just flow.
Just flow. You'll be able to flow. I would never set you up for failure.
I know you wouldn't, baby.
Miss Vivian is here.
Okay.
Vivian Reed is here. Vivian Reed is here, and now the show can go on. Oh,
hold on now. What we're doing now?
Good morning, Miss Vivian.
When Lisa say we're doing our songs, what we're doing is our tribute and thank you to the guests that have been rocking with our show for years. This show's been going on since October of 2016. That's right. We've been going on that long, Monday through Friday. And some of you guys are consistent contributors to this show.
Mm-hmm.
The show is called Let's Talk About It. We talk about personal conversations,
business information,
and spiritual inspiration.
With a little bit of shenanigans thrown in.
Yes, her name is Lisa Santiago McNeill.
And he is Brian K. McNeill.
And we make up what we call the Empowerment Duo.
Yes, we are.
And the Empowerment Duo has an expressed ministry.
Economic independence
Through
entrepreneurship.
That's it. Let's say that one more time so I get it.
Economic independence
through
entrepreneurship.
That's our ministry. That's our life's work.
Absolutely.
Everything we do is around that.
The things that you have gone through in your life are supposed to help you to leave a legacy to your children's children. So,
and one of the people that we want to thank now, we've already thanked Miss Vivian, but the next person up
is Brittany. Is Brittany.
Is Brittany. Brittany Thomas. Is Brittany.
Is Brittany. Is Brittany. Brittany. It's your time. It's your time, yeah.
And I believe that every time we sing her song, that yes, this is her time.
That's right, it is her time. I am about 2 or 3 days behind on getting the pre-sale out for Don't Let the Wheelchair Fool Ya. She has already had a hit individual project that has gone out. I'm living my blessed life, and I'm telling you, I'm living my blessed life with cerebral palsy, and she has been hustling that book up and down the city, honey. The country, as a matter of fact. She has been everywhere, and it is not only opening doors, it is inspiring courage.
Mm-hmm.
Courage. There are some limitations that others want to put on you, honey, and what they think about you ain't none your business.
Say again, hear you.
What they think about you ain't none your business.
Not. It really isn't.
Please let it go. Let people think what they want. Let them feel how they feel, and then you just know what you know. Do you understand?
Some people have a greeting logo, like Miss Phyllis Victoria. Miss Phyllis is here. So clear the way.
Miss Phyllis is here.
Miss Phyllis is here. Now we can all have a great day. And that is true. When Miss Phyllis is here, you get to have a great day.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Each and every one of our co-hosts, as we like to call them, has a different personality and brings a different energy to the show. But one thing is sure, that everybody has their own special brand of empowerment. And that is what we love.
And we get to know you, like Dr. Deborah Dunstan is up next.
Dr. Deborah Healing and Deliverance Coach. Mm-hmm.
Good morning, Dr. Deborah Dunstan. Thank you again for shining that right flashlight on that moment.
That's right. Dr. Deborah is the author of Get Free, Stay Free, but she is also transitioning in her power because she is an award-winning multi-million-dollar producing nonprofit specialist, and she is now transitioned into the space where she can help other nonprofits.
Let's just think about this.
Do the same, to write grants for themselves, to help the people that they have been called to help. That is empowerment.
She's been doing it for years.
Come on now.
More than 20 years, I believe. She's got some skills in that she needs to share right now and earn money with. Thank you for accepting your call.
Absolutely.
Back to life. Back to Keturah Green.
However do you want it? However
do you need it?
Do you need it?
Keturah Green, good morning.
Good morning, Keturah. Tardez, if you're out there, we love you too. And Jacqueline Rosier, pretty little one that I adore. You're the only one my heart beats for. How I wish that you were mine.
Good morning, Miss Jacqueline Rosier.
Good morning.
Love when you comment.
Absolutely.
Even on our pages.
Absolutely.
It's time for girls.
Yes, it is. But we got one more I saw sneak in the door. Two more, as a matter of fact. Sneak in the door.
Beverly is on the show. Good morning, Dr. Beverly. How you doing?
And Glenda's riding on the freeway with makeup in her pink Cadillac.
Good morning, Miss Glenda. How are you?
Miss Glenda. Now, that's it, baby. Sure. Now, none other than the queen herself, the author of
Who in the Heck Do You Think You Are?
Hell is crossed out because I guess she was trying to be politically correct. But
funny.
I guess it's hell. Who in the hell
you think you are?
do you think you are? It is none other than Michelle 55. Hey, she's in the place now. Hey, we're gonna bring her up now.
You want to go
Hey.
high five with Michelle?
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
Man, oh man. First of all, I'm tuning in just to get the song. That's the first thing. I say, y'all ain't gonna be making up all of these little catchy tunes for everybody. And I heard you say I do get a song. Thank you so much. Thank God for Jesus. I don't even know where to start with y'all.
Well,
First of all,
Miss Lisa.
Hold on. Okay, I'm out the gate.
Before you get into it, please introduce yourself however you like.
Okay, well, hello, everyone. My name is Michelle Aaye. I have been coined your local self-love subscriber. I'm happy to be here. There's so much to me. And I got my time clock set so that I don't turn nothing up. So I'll leave it right there. I'm a self-love subscriber. I love God. I love people. I love everybody.
Nah, you're being a bit modest, okay? You're more than that, okay? She loves people. Yes, she loves people. Yes, she is an author. She's also a co-host. She's done some time as a stand-up comedian. She's a bringer of energy. She's an encourager. She's a friend.
Well, all right.
Come on, girl.
Come on now.
Okay, so here is, I guess, the quick bio. I'm all those things. Thank you so much. I almost was looking around like, who are you talking about? That's me. So I am, brand new to entrepreneurship. But my past life, I heard you give a little bit of my bio. I worked in corporate America for 24 years for one of the 3 major credit bureaus. I ain't gonna put the name out there because they stay in the news too much. I ain't gonna do it to them. But I worked for one of the 3 major credit bureaus for that long, in a leadership capacity for most of that time. While there, I was a people leader. I was a manager over learning and development. I was an international facilitator. They sent me to, so they sent me to other countries to start up business, right? So it was a call center environment for services that they offered that adjoined to credit. And because of my tenure there and my people skills, here's what God will do for you. People will try to skip over you, but when God say you supposed to do that, you supposed to do that. They didn't want to pick me. They didn't want to. They tried it, but I'm still here. They tried to skip me. God had to bring them back, and they had to be like, well, so and so wouldn't, or so and so couldn't. Really? Because I knew that when y'all asked them and not me, but okay. Because I know what God.
Hold on, let me get in here with you. The fact that a major corporation like that would send you into other countries and other locations, other cities to start something. See, they've got to bring the best people in there to start. They have to. So that tells me that you are very, very good at it. Now, if they're going to pay you to go into a foreign land to start something, you could do that same thing for yourself.
Absolutely. And that is really what kind of led me to so many things, but led me to that decision for entrepreneurship, because all along 20 plus years, I started doing comedy while I worked there. I did it on an office bet. It was me and a coworker. He thought he was funnier than me. And I was like, boo, sit down. And so we went to the Funny Bone here locally, and we had all of our coworkers come out, and it was an open mic, but we kind of battled. He did his 4 minutes, I did mine, and 16 years later, I was a stand-up comedian. So, but it was something that I used some of the skills that I had from there, and it really helped me to build confidence on stage and to be before people and to just do the funny. I just actually stopped doing stand-up at the beginning of the pandemic. So I stopped and because I wanted to get more into the other aspects of media. But that is where I learned that. I also was a career coach. Developing people is kind of always what I've done. People would come to me. I would help someone, and they tell somebody and tell somebody and tell someone, and I would get all of these random emails on the job from people in other departments that would say, "Hey, so and so referred me to you," and I know it's not really what you do, textbook, but could you help me? They said that you listened, you coached, you mentored. I just
Now,
need
hold
help in
on.
this area.
There's somebody else watching you right now. They're listening to your story and they're thinking, man, that's just like me. People are always asking me for counsel. People are always wanting me to do that and the other. The people come at me all the time, just like Michelle.
Yeah.
So how did she move from here to there?
Similar to Lisa. God shook me at about 3 a.m. on April 28th. And I sat up on my bed and I said, I cannot do this anymore. The last few years at the job, I had took over managing the technical team. And as Lisa, as you can testify to, I'm not so technical. After yesterday, I'm not technical, but God allowed me to be in that space for 2 years to learn some additional lessons. But that morning I woke up at 3 a.m. and was like, I can't. And God was like, why are you? And I was like, well, Lord, I got A, B, and C. And at the end of that discussion, similar to you, Lisa, he said, hey, because every time he said, then don't go. I said, well, Lord, I'm gonna work a little bit longer and stack my money, or I'm gonna do this a little bit longer so I could do this. He said, oh, okay, I get it. You in control, not me.
Right.
Oh, I get it.
He told you clearly, don't go, right? But you said, well, wait a minute.
I had all of these excuses, and every excuse was how I could be comfortable. And the last thing he said, oh, so you want to be comfortable, because that's the kind of life I set you up for, is to be comfortable. I was like, got my laptop at 3 a.m. Tap, up to whom it may be concerned. Take these 2 fingers, because I'm out of here. Yeah. And, so it's taking a step of faith, courage. Sometimes you just got to hop off the plane. So just to answer that question, if you know God been knocking at the door, I had been planning it for probably about a year, but that push came in that moment with God, in that real conversation
for another year or 2 years, but
I could have.
But you took an action. I got to retell you what Brittany Thomas says about you. She says, you look great, Michelle.
Hey, girl. That's my new best friend. That's my best friend. Thank you so much.
Beverly says, yes, she is off the chain. And I mean that in a good way.
Oh, you know what? I appreciate that. When I was a facilitator, I managed the team, and then I worked as a consultant. And the other trainers, whenever we did group trainings and we had to tag team, nobody ever wanted to come behind me. That's I said, oh, you got to do, I go out there, I give. It used to be, I need to talk to you about my finances. That's a whole nother story. But it used to be God couldn't really trust me with money, because money would be like through my hand. But he could always trust me with people. People is my currency, because I'm going to give it all. And that people didn't want to, I don't want to go behind you. All you got to do is give people you. They just want to know you care.
Y'all listening to Michelle A, 2 A's. It's Aaye.
Aaye.
You feel her energy. But here's one thing else I want y'all to notice. She's only been on the show now, 6 minutes maybe? She's been live with us about 6 minutes is all. And notice how many times she references God. You know why? Because that's a part of you.
Man, when I tell you, one quick thing, so the website is michelleA.com. I know there is a dot there on the
so there's no A?
There's
no dot.
There's no dot in between Michelle. Yeah, so it's just Michelle A. I don't want folks get tangled up. I want them to land right up on that page.
That's right. Okay.
And see my wonderfulness. Yes, no worries. Referencing God, like God is like, he's amazing. Lisa, I really, we don't talk, but I really want to connect with you. Our stories are so similar. Just for me, having that courage to walk away from the job, all the way to the opportunities I was given on that job. I too don't have a college education. I didn't do traditional schooling. I went to school for radio broadcasting, because I've always been a yabba. And the opportunities I was afforded, there's folks that had master's degrees and all that. God was skipping me past them and giving me grace and mercy and using me. And I am smart enough to know that it wasn't me. Child, not on my best day can I come in there and not slap nobody. That had to be the power of God.
I gotta have you listen to what Dr. Deborah says. She says, that's how I felt every time I took an interview here in Charlotte to get another job. God was waiting on me to trust him. And then Beverly says, I met her when she was on the show with Cortez. Okay.
Oh, yes.
A lot of people meet you that way, girl. I'm telling you, that show has reach.
Absolutely.
Cortez has been amazing. Me and Cortez used to work together at said credit bureau. And way back in the day, I was a supervisor. That's how we met. And the student has become the teacher. And Cortez, I actually co-host. So we are 69 shows in. And Cortez tapped me at the end of 2019 and said, hey, I got a project and I think you'd be great for it. When God gives other people to see, he gave Cortez this lens into at my future, because he tapped me and said, I got this project. I really think you'd be a great fit. I don't know why you're not an influencer. I don't know why you're not further along with this online thing than what you are. You are wasting something. And God said, I can't let you do it no more.
Cortez, listen to him.
Matt, he's patient. I could go on and on. He's like a brother, him and Lee. I love them and adore them. God has put good people in my life. And because I want to be it. I ain't perfect. I ain't there. I do a lot of ghetto, triple ghetto niggerism type of activities.
Whoa.
However, God is good and he's faithful and he's patient because he keeps on. I'm gonna want to get us off track, but man, oh man,
that's the track. I'm sure that you know by now that I will stop a plane.
When I say you prayed me through that thing yesterday, and I got tangled up on live, but baby, she got the rebuke of the enemy. I was like, come on. She was like, we come too far. Oh no, this is destiny. You gotta come on.
I had only met Michelle virtually.
Yes.
And only via text. We never actually had a conversation face to face or on live.
Yeah.
And I loved her spirit and I saw some kindred. But you know what? When yesterday started happening, first of all, yesterday in the evening, we have the
Wednesdays mindfulness and mindfulness mindsets and motivations
on Wednesday nights in the clubhouse, right? So we had invited Michelle to be one of the speakers in the club.
And I love this story, by the way. It's lessons in this story. Okay.
And one of the things was when it was time for her to come in, she couldn't get in. She couldn't get in.
She had never been on Clubhouse before.
Ever.
I assumed I messed up. Okay. But she hadn't been on, but I asked her to speak and she said yes. She had the courage to say yes, even though she didn't have access to this thing. So she got on and I booked her to speak as the closeout speaker. It was 4 women. I spoke first. So it was 5 speakers, but she was the last speaker anyway. Okay. Because I wanted her energy at the end. And, but she got on after the show started. Now, it would have been so easy because she had lots of fits and couldn't get it going. Lisa was trying to help her. Man. It would have been so easy for you, Michelle, to say, look, Brian, this is not working. So let's try another day. Okay? But you did it. You stayed in the game. You tried again. You got some help. You said, let me get this. Lisa
sent an angel.
And y'all stayed in the game until, and then you got a chance to speak and bless.
Matt, you know what? And look at the divine wisdom there. God had you put me last, And then you're right. I was like, because the enemy was in my ear. Oh, just go on reschedule. Just go on tell me you can't do it. Why are you gonna do it? I look at the strong women and so. Then when I got on, I'm hearing all this strength and power from these ladies. Oh, that boy Satan was like, you ain't gonna be able to do it. You're too strong. Wow. I prepared you. I was like, you know what? The devil is a lie. I'm here. I'm just gonna. The times that I've found that God has used me the most or the most impactful way is when I just take off what I'm trying to be and just be Shell. That's the lesson I've learned. Just be Shell. Just be.
Let me tell you another thing too about that. You're right. That was God moving and put you last because that's the only way it could have worked. And you saw the power in the room. She got on and hadn't even finished her setup yet. She's the only one. She didn't even have her picture there. It was only her voice. They couldn't even put a face with a voice, and she still delivered. I love the story. I love the persistence. I love the willingness to use help. Willingness to get some help.
Man,
because it takes some willingness to get help. By the way,
man, saved my life. That was the Lord again. It was like, let me go and see you some help because. This one here, that's why Cortez do all of the technical. I just show up and try to be funny. They do all the technical because I get tangled up. So I just, oh my God, I got my timer here and I keep looking at it.
Don't worry about your timer. We got your timer.
Y'all got,
Glenda says, I saw you on Cortez also. Greatness is yours. Okay, and listen to her when she says so.
Absolutely.
Jacqueline Rosier said, Michelle, just meeting you, I can feel that you are a constant fire of progress in the midst and through it all. Fire, fire, fire. Praise God for you. Yes.
That's why I said that's the song.
You know
Michelle,
what?
Hey! Fire.
Yeah, but let me tell you why I didn't jump on that with you, okay? Because we love Toby Nguige, and he has a song called Fire Fire, and we love the jam, you know, but the line is this whole fire fire.
Yes, but her name is Michelle. And first of all, when Toby Nguige says this hoe, he is not saying it in a demeaning way.
You know what? I had to grow, but I and that is why my daughter actually gave me that name, because there's too many Michelle letter A's out there. My daughter said, Mama, you was in the club too much. You should be like Michelle, like spell it out. And I said, she said, because you was a party starter. We would be in the car when they was kids and be like, come on, y'all. Hey. And I'm like, you know what? In church, put on some Mary Mary. Put on some tight dress. They be a little confused. I'm back there, Nita popping. I'm like, whoa, he is gonna get it for Jesus.
That's right. And to your point, I mean, I don't know if you're saying it because you want to protect that connection, but he was talking about his wife.
Yes, he is.
And he means that in a very positive, very loving and respectful way.
But I don't know if everyone would have got that.
That don't matter what everybody get. Remember, everybody else's opinions is none of my business.
That part right there.
How do you feel about it, Michelle?
Where's my mic at? I should have a microphone, so I dropped the mic. You know what? I love a catchy beat, and I've danced to, I'm sure, something that might have been way worse than that. So you know what I do? I love a catchy beat, and I know who I am. Praise God. I know who I am and whose I am. Absolutely. So if this hoe be fire, let this hoe be fire.
Okay.
Fire.
Brittany Thomas says, I love Michelle. Beverly Thomas says, stay in the game and try again until
that will preach.
Yes, until that will preach.
Absolutely.
And Miss Phyllis says, girl, in all caps, she says, girl, I understand.
Okay. I love you guys. I'm a lover of people, and I love great energy. And when you guys, even before y'all brought me on, I was just seeing your chemistry. I just, my prayers always, God, put me around good people. Put me around people who have a heart for you, that will push me towards you. The iron can sharpen iron. And I don't want to say to a fault, but I love connections like this. And I think sometimes where I get a little jacked up is I love too hard, because I'm the person that be like, what y'all doing today? Shell, show ain't on today, Shell. What we gonna do? We gonna have a conversation. We ain't talking today. But I like talking.
We ain't afraid of that, okay?
We're not afraid of that.
But I absolutely love it. I know that my ministry is not traditional. I know that I'm not your typical church girl. And God had to take me on such a journey to learn. Shell, yes, I called you. You've known you've been called, but I didn't call you to look like everybody else.
That's right. I'm not your typical pastor. I had to come to terms with that.
And you've done
on.
I have had to come to terms with that. I have had to struggle with that on the days where even I look at myself and said, you don't look like nobody's pastor. And then God has to say, oh, okay. All right. I didn't need another one of them.
I think
I needed one of you.
Embrace that as good as I've ever seen it done.
Man.
You don't have to look like, be like, or be in there. She is a pastor, okay, but she's pastor, an outreach pastor, an out of the building pastor.
Come on, come. There it is, right there. That's the remix. That is exactly where I was going with that, Miss Lisa. Is I know that my ministry. Yeah, I'm supposed because I'm a churchgoer. I believe in being covered. I believe in having a pastor that shepherds. But my ministry is in the streets. My ministry is showing up at the place. You know what I mean? And this, some people may get it, some people may not. You know how many times I've ministered in the club? How many times that I was there trying to be wrong, and God was like, "I got you. I need you over here." Can I just finish with you?
I have been there.
Listen to that.
Lord,
I have been there.
Wait. Did y'all hear that genius? She didn't go to the club to minister, okay?
I didn't.
She ministered while there. Tell the truth. And it's been times I'll be like,
this when you know God be working, because I was trying to negotiate. Can I just finish my drink, please? You know how much I paid for this? This is like $12. I mean, can I? And he'd be like, I need you. And all of a sudden, when I tell you, and I'm hoping it's someone that you guys I know will identify, when I say every ounce in me dried up because that work needed to go forth, that word needed to go forth. All of a sudden, I became sober in a thing to speak to someone. And every time he gives me an assignment like that, the person, how you know?
Absolutely.
You know.
Wow. And I know that's true for you. And I know that happened. I know that moment happened.
Repeatedly. Since I've retired, God has sent me these appointments where I can just be anywhere. I meet people who are cancer patients. I was in St. Louis, we say Chinaman. Y'all might know it as a Chinese food restaurant, but I was in the Chinaman here in St. Louis, give me some fried rice, getting my cholesterol nice and healthy. And y'all heard me. And this young lady complimented my hair. My hair is a whole nother story. Used to hide under wigs and weaves. Underneath the wigs and weaves, I didn't love me. And on my journey to self-love, God said, cut it off. I said, but Lord, you see what's under there? I don't like that what's under there. Cut it off. And so fast forwarding, I'm in the Chinaman, she's, I love your hair. And I'm like, when people say that, you need to know the journey. Because I didn't always love this head, this face. I didn't always love it. And this lady was like, she's wearing a wig. She said, well, I really want to get my hair cut. I'm a remission now, but I'm a cancer patient. I have brain cancer. And I'm looking for a barber that can do something with my hair because it's kind of different lengths and it's trying to grow back. And my God. But we talked. I'm a hugger. Coronavirus and all, I'm a hugger. God has kept me.
That was my plight as well.
Come on. But she embraced me and just from a simple conversation of me encouraging her, telling her she's beautiful because she was gorgeous, but she had such a thing on her about holding on to that wig. And she says, I want to be broke and come out from under here, but I'm so afraid.
Okay. I got to catch up the comments. Brittany, now this is how God is in the room. Brittany Thomas says, I can always help you with the technology side of things, Michelle. Now, you know what? She has raised her hand to be helpful to you in what you do. That's amazing. Okay?
And Beverly has titled your next book. She said the next book.
I really hope that's not my
today. Listen. The next book, Trying to Be Wrong, and the negotiations went the other way.
Yep.
Come on now, that's it. That's the next book. Dr. Deborah says many people have been called to be different, in quotes, and are called to be out of the church. Be yourself, Michelle. That's right. Amen.
Vivian Reed says, hallelujah.
Come on now. We got some.
Glenda says, positive energy, beautiful, so lovable, just what world needs. That's right. Mark Greer says, Mark Greer, one of our favorites. Mark Greer says, iron definitely sharpens iron, and we as a people must uplift and support each other in person and in spirit.
Yes.
In essence, be our brothers and sisters keeper. For one simple reason, we are in fact brothers and sisters. Continue to speak to that life.
Absolutely. Sure. I promise you that I did not put our guest out of the room, that there was some opposition with technical difficulties, but as soon as she reconnects, we'll bring her back on. But look at where we have gone in the spirit. We have gone from courage to encouragement. We have gone from courage to encouragement. We started out with courage and the courage to step out of your comfort zone. But where we have ended up is into a place of encouraging our sister to continue to press on, because God has got some plans for you, Michelle.
You see the devil mad. Who ain't mad?
I love that people have got enough of your spirit that they're willing to be helpful already. I love that. Thank you, Brittany.
Absolutely. Jacqueline says, I wanted to be a missionary, and God said, do hair. After going to Bible college, I went to hair school, and hundreds were blessed, delivered, healed while getting their hair done. Wow. I'm about to run. Hallelujah. Understand? We don't always understand.
Jacqueline Rose.
We don't always understand how God is putting this puzzle together.
Yes, absolutely.
And that's why when you try to get ahead of him, or when you try to think that you know everything, You are in the way. If you can just surrender, release, and walk in the promises of God, you will be so blessed.
Now let me say this: we got 2 more minutes left with you, Michelle, and I'm gonna give you those 2 minutes. Whatever you want to leave with the audience, whatever you want to say that you hadn't had a chance to say yet.
Awesome.
But take these 2 minutes and bless.
I will. Thank you so much. First of all, God is amazing and faithful, and I love him so much, and I thank him for just having a reckless love for me. I'm gonna leave that there. Secondly, I want to plug the book. You guys, I just wrote my very first book. I'm an author too. Look at God. It is called Who in the Heck Do You Think You Are? It's the woman's guide to discovering the key benefits to self-awareness. Just in short, most times we don't understand who we really are. This book guides you through doing technical or not technical, but it guides you through doing techniques and exercises to ask those questions to find out who you really are. It's a great book. It's available on my website, michelleaye.com, AAYE. If you can, just go out there and make a purchase. If you don't need it, give it to a woman that needs to be more self-aware. That's because I'll go over 2 minutes, so I better stop right there because I've been
right.
I was gonna let you close. Speak directly to the audience now. Anything else you want to say?
Man, I love you.
Okay.
God loves you. There's nothing you can do that will separate you from the love of Christ, like nothing. We have to erase the lines that exist between the church and people not in church. We got to tear down those walls because God is waiting for you. He's waiting on your yes. And you know what? The enemy are trying to make you think that your yes is going to be scary. It's not. It's not as bad as it seems. It ain't bad at all. It's great. You just need to give God your yes. And it's going to be the most amazing ride of your life. Promise.
Michelle, can you hang out in the green room for another 5 more minutes?
I sure can.
Thank you. We knew you would be a dynamic. We knew that you would be a dynamic guest. Did y'all not enjoy Michelle? Let's catch up the comments.
I'm telling you, Brittany, we got those. Brittany said, man, I feel what you're saying. I'm working on coming out of that religious mindset because I realize I'm called to reach people of all religions. It's not my religion that will bring me wealth. It's my gift that will bring me wealth.
There you go.
Amen.
And I want that for you, Brittany.
And please understand that. Please, this is really what I hope that many people will understand. There is nothing wrong with your religion unless it begins to separate you from God. Please know that religion was a foundation, a structure of information that your parents used to lead you in the truth that they had found. But if that truth begins to separate you from the love of God, if that truth begins to separate you from what God is saying in your heart and your spirit, and let me tell you something, communication with God ain't got nothing to do with religion at all, then it is time to migrate into relationship with God, because that will preserve you until the end of your days. Amen.
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 Thank you guys for participating. Lisa and I we honor every time anyone chooses to take a moment to be with us, because you didn't have to, but you chose to come back. You guys are our community. You're our friends. You inspire us each time that you come back. Because why would Jacqueline Rosier come back to this? Why would Miss Vivian bother? Why would Brittany come back to a broadcast like this? Why would Dr. Beverly come back? Why would Dr. Deborah come back to something like this? Why would they do it?
We hope that it's because of something that either they gleaned or learned here. We are grateful each and every day for the spiritual and energetic connection that we get to make with each and every one of you. And I don't think that I could breathe without it.
Wow. We don't want to be without it. Glenda says, thanks for the inspiration. Jacqueline says, love it, love it, love it. Self-awareness. Who in the heck do you think you are? Yes. Vivian Reed says, yes. Many people do not realize we come to know God because we have come through our tragedies and ails.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Man, I was probably 5 or 6 years old. My pastor, Uncle Jerry, says, we as a people, he says, trouble will bring people to God, is what he told me. I was 5 or 6. He said, trouble brings people to God. He held my hand when he said it. I can still remember the moment. Trouble brings people to God, Brian. What?
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh. It's amazing how the thought of courage, how important it is. I'm even inspired more now. I'm gonna do a talk, baby, coming up on the concept of working without a net.
Absolutely.
Working without a net.
Absolutely.
Walking that tightrope without a net. Without that.
Absolutely.
I think the net keeps people sometimes from greatness.
Yeah.
Your story, Michelle A's story, who do you trust? The whole thing. Do you trust me? No, I was trusting the 1st and 15th because that was your safety net.
Mm-hmm.
But your life is richer when you worked without that net.
Absolutely. Brittany says both Thomases showed up today, and look at that. Get ready, double. Beverly uniquely taking over Thomas. Double for your trouble.
That's right. Cousins, right?
And Beverly says, drop the mic, in which we shall. We will see you tomorrow. I will be here solo. I might have a co-host. We shall see.
Because Brother Brian won't be here tomorrow. So either Lisa's going to have a co-host or she's going to do it by herself.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Sending love and light to Melissa. I have not seen her in a couple of days, and I'm going to have to reach out to her after the show. She's been in my heart. And I want to tell you guys, remember to put God first. And it's Thursday, so you might as well have sex. Go have sex.